Hello everyone, welcome to this class. In today's class, we're going to deal with decimal addition and subtraction, division and multiplication, and some word problems. First, let's start with example 4. We have been told to simplify the following and leave the answer in 3 decimal places. When they say 3 decimal places, what they mean is your decimal point, your number after the decimal point should be more than 3. So when you want to deal with division of and subtraction of decimal, the what they call the place value is very important. Let's start. This is 11, so I will say 11.416. The place value is very important. Second one is 0, so you can see I'll put 0 here. Dot 4 6 3 and 4. The third one is 25 dot 4. I will explain what I'm doing. 0 0 3 3. The next one is 32 dot 3 7 8 9 1. So what you observe here, notice that each of these number has its place value. Here is unit, here is tens. So all the unit value must be in unit position. All the tens value must be in tens position. You can see this one does not have any whole number. That's why I left it this way. Then when it comes to the decimal point, here is tenth in decimal. So you see all the tenth value, we are all in the tenth position. Here is hundredth, all the hundredth value. Here is thousandth, all the thousands. So that's how you arrange it. Make sure that they maintain their place value before you can solve. If you disfigure it in a way that this 1 and this 4 is in the same line, that's where you are getting it wrong. So the next thing we are going to take consideration here is plus, only this one is minus, so I'm going to put minus here, put plus here, put plus here. So I know that this is plus, this will add this will add this, while this will subtract this. So let's start. From here, nothing is here. We now have 3 minus 1 is what? 2. From here, 4 plus 3 is what? 7. 7 minus 9 definitely will not go. So 7 cannot subtract. So what I will do is I will pick 1 from somewhere. Here is 0. I can decide to pick the 1 from here and make here 10. Or I can pick it from here, but let's pick it from here. So if I pick 1 from here, it will now be 2, while here will be 14, right? Now 14 plus 3 is 17. 17 minus 9 is what? 8. Remember here now is 2, no longer 3. So 6 plus 2, 8. I'll write the 2 very well. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 0 is 0. 0 minus 8 minus 8 is now 0. So here 1 plus 6 is what? 7. 7 plus 0 0. 0 minus 7 is 0 again. 4 plus 4 8. 8 plus 4 12. 12 plus 12 minus 3 in this case 9. We now come to the whole number side. 1 plus 5 6. 6 minus 2 4. Then you have 1 plus 2 3. 3 minus 3 is what? 0. So your answer is your answer is, no need to put 0 behind whole number, so let's say 4.90082. But we are told to keep our answer in 3 decimal places, so we'll count the 3 decimal places. 1 2 3. You now check if the next number, I know this is elementary maths, we all should know it. Check the next number after this, because we're supposed to stop here. So check the next number. If it's up to 5, you call it 1 and add it here, but it's not up to 5, you discard it. But in this case, this is up to 5, so our answer is 4.901. I hope it's clear. Then the next one is simplification. This is multiplication and division. In the last class, the class before this class, I taught you how to go about with multiplication and division the easiest way. So I thought that when you have division, first of all, try to make what is on top whole number and what is below. That's if you are solving with a calculator, the easiest way. So here, how many decimal places do we have on top? We have 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, and below we have 2. So meaning that the one on top have more decimal places. So you multiply up by 1000 and down by 1000 so that you have a whole number. So we will now have something like 20.3 times 0.88 all over 2.24 times 1000 all over 1000. The idea of multiplying both up numerator and denominator by 1000 is to make these two numbers a whole number. So in that case, you will now have, when you multiply this up by 1000, you have 203 times 88 all over 2240. There is a different way you can go about it. If you check our previous class, you can just solve the numerator first, then you divide later. And you know the trick for solving multiplication of decimal is forget about the decimal point, solve your mathematics as if it's a whole number. After, count the number of decimal places and make sure you replace it and put it back. So but this one, I'm trying to join both of them together. So I hope you understand. One of the easiest way you can do is just solve the multiplication first, then you now carry out the division. And when we are talking about the multiplication of decimals, first you can solve this like this if you are okay knowing how to manipulate the decimal points and still get your answer. But when I teach my students, I always tell them first convert it to whole number and then solve. How do you convert to whole number? Count the number of decimal places. In this case, you have 1. Since it's multiplication, you understand, it's all the same. Because when you multiply this, you can check our previous class, you notice that you are still maintaining the 3 decimal places. That's the most important thing. So don't get confused about it. So this is 1, 2, 3. So that's why, and the down part is 1, 2. So I'm multiplying the numerator by 1000 and the denominator by 1000. So I will end up taking away the decimal point. I will have a whole number. Look at it this way. When I multiply the numerator by 1000, we have this 1, 2, 3. Definitely both, they will all go. But for the numerator side, you have only 1, 2. So after you move the 2 decimal places, because you still have extra 1000 multiplying, that's why I added this 0. So first, let's start dividing. First, 8 will divide, let me say 8 will divide here. We have 11. Then 8 will go here. I'll have 2. Remember 6, right? 8 will go here. I'll have 8. 8 will go here. I'll have 0. So the next thing I will divide is 7. 7 go here. I'll have 40. 7. I'll have 2. Remember 6, 7. I'll have 9. So I have 29, 11, and 4. So 29 times 11 is 29 times 11 will give me 319 all over what? 40. So this is what I'll end up dividing. So I'll now use the long division method to solve for it. So what's the next thing I'll do? I'll do my long division method where I have 40 here and I have 319. So 40 into 319, I have 7. 7 times 40, we have 280. We subtract, we have 3. This is 9. 3 go here, 11. So you have 39. Sorry. This is 39. So can 40 go? No. So you have to put decimal point. So you can add 0. Mind you, when you're doing for this long division process, it's only that time you need decimal point. If you're in a whole number and the thing can no longer be divisible, add decimal point. But when you're after the decimal point, you can go on and continue adding your 0 without bothering about adding another decimal point. So 40 into this will give me 9. 9 times 40 is 360. You subtract, you have 0, you have 3, right? 40, can 40 go? No, you add 0. This time around, when you're adding 0, no need to put decimal point, you're already in the decimal position. 300 divided by 40, you have 7. 7 times 40, 280. When you subtract, you have 0, take 1 here, you have 2. Can 4 divide? No. You add 0. 40, I mean to say. So can 200 divided by 40 here? The answer is 5. So if we are to continue this here, 5 times 40 will give you 200. So you end up with 0, and this is the final answer. So your final 7975. I know it might look so tedious and different from what you have in the textbook, but it's just so simple. Change the whole number and then solve with our knowledge of decimal. Let's go to the next example. Convert $700 into francs if £1 is $2.8 and £1 is 992 franc. Now look at this. This is 1 franc. This is £1, right? And we have been told that this £1 is $2.8, right? At the same time, this same £1 is also what? 992. Let me use, this is dollar. Let me use this as franc. So by default, you already know that $2.8 is equal to what? 902. Since both of them are equal to £1. Hope we are clear. So the next thing we are going to do is what we call proportion, where we say, okay, if $2.8 is equal to, are we together? Is equal to 992 francs. So the next thing you do is, this $700 will be equal to what? Question mark. So this pattern always work in mathematics, where you are given that something is equal to something, and you are being told, okay, what is, in this case, what if this is this, what will this be? It always work. You understand? When you have 2.8 is 992, $2.8 is 992 francs. $700 will be what? Question mark. It always works. So what you just need to do, you just do your cross multiplication. So let me call this x, so it will be much easier. So I'll now have 2.8x is equal to 700 times 992. If you notice, I'm not trying to solve based on what you have in the book. I'm only giving you the method I think is the best and easier. Maybe I might be wrong. So then you now make x the subject of the formula. Understand? Maybe I might be wrong. I mean, is maybe you might prefer the way you have it in the book. So if you think the one in the book is okay, you can go ahead, but I think these ones are easier, the ones I'm using here. So from here you now have, when you make x the subject formula, you have 992. This will now come under. And remember what I told you, when you want to solve things like this, make sure that when you are dividing a fraction, you make it a whole number. In this case, how do you make it a whole number? Only have only one decimal place at the numerator. At the denominator, the numerator is okay. So just multiply both numerator and denominator by 10. So when I multiply both of them by 10, I'll have something like x is equal to, you can add the 0 anywhere you wish. It's the same thing since it's multiplication. Multiplication is commutative. So we have, let me call it 7,000 times 992, all divided by 28. You no longer have that decimal point again. So now you start solving. So 7 into 28 will give you 4. 7 here will give you 1,000. Are we? 4 here will give you 1. 4 here will give you 2, carry 2. 4 here will give carry 1, sorry. 4 here will give you 4, carry 3. 4 here will now give you 8. So we are now left with 1000, and 1000 times 248. So your x, which is the number of franc you are expecting, will be 248 times 1000, which is 000 francs. This is your answer. So for those of us that are having a little bit challenge of what we are doing, like this issue of multiplying both the numerator and numerator by 10, just check the previous class on the explanation on how to solve decimal fraction, decimal division and multiplication. Let's go to exercise 3D. So this is 3DA. You have been told to add this number. Remember what I told you, the place values are very, very important. 18.058. In this case, maintain the place value .302. Don't scatter it. Once you mix up the place value, you are filling it already. Here you have 7.82, and you have 0.004. So long as you get the place value, you are good to do whatever you are doing. All of them we are adding it, so unlike the other one. 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 4 is 14, carry 1, put the 1 here. 6 plus 0 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so we have sorted out this one. 3 plus 0 plus 3 is 3, plus 8, 11. Pick one, come to this side. Yes, you can pick one and come to the whole number side, it doesn't affect anything. So you have 9. 9 plus 0 is 9, plus 7, 16, plus 0 is still 16. Take 1, take it to this side, so you have 2. So this is your answer, 26184. And we're being told to write it in 3 decimal places. So these are already 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. So nothing else to do again. This is your answer. So this is your answer in 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places. Oh, I just checked the question. We are being told to put it in 3 significant figures, so I missed it. So significant figure means the first three real figure or digit you meet. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So we have to also have only 3 figures. So we check the next value. If it's up to 5, this is up to 5, so you add it here. So you have 26.2 in 3 significant figure. So this is your answer in 3 significant figure. Why this is your answer in 3 decimal places? So we have another addition and subtraction combined. In this case, I usually, the first example I did, I solved it together. I think the best way you go about it is first use your board mass. In board mass, addition comes before subtraction. So we first add, then subtract. If the combine is confusing, because I know the combine can be confusing, but if you can combine all of them together, it's okay, so long as you will not miss out this step, because you have issue of negative. So let's assume we want to add first, before we now subtract. In this case, I can do something like 0.678 plus 0.742. And now when I add, I have, this is 10, so I have 0, carry 1. This is 7 plus 4 is 11, plus that one I'm carrying is 12, carry another one. 7 here, 7 plus 7 is 14, carry 1, and the 1 will be here. So this answer I got, I now have to add the second one for subtraction. It's the same thing. You can decide to go the only problem with the one I used earlier is that it can be a bit confusing. So if you don't want to get confused, just go through this route. In this case, this subtract this, 0 subtract 5 cannot go, so you pick 1 here, call here 10, pick 1 from 10, call here becomes 9, and here now is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, here now is 9, so you have 9 here. So here is 1, because of the 1 you transfer to this one. Now pick 1 from 4, put to the 1 here becomes 11. 11 minus 2 is 9, here now is 3, so you pick 1 from here and add here, becomes 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. Everything is now there, so here now is 0, So this is your answer. I hope you can see it. So to avoid confusion, instead of using the first method I used where I did everything together, I can just pick up these addition signs 1, 2, 3, add them, then we come and subtract. I was only able to do this because I know I can handle it times. Look at the cases of where we have to carry one to come and give. I was able to know that okay, I can pick the one from anywhere. So second way you can go about it is add and subtract. Add first, what you got from your answer, then you subtract. So this is your answer. So in this answer, we are being told to write it to 2 decimal places. So I mean, this is 1 and 2, and the next value is more up to 5. So add it here, it becomes 10. So when you add 1 here to this 0.59, you are having 0.60 as your answer into 2 decimal places. So the next thing we are going to look at, so we have addition, we have division and multiplication in one example. Numerator is multiplying while the numerator is dividing by the denominator. So at the first time, in the first example which we did here, I solved it together. So let me solve it one after the other. I think this is the best. I think this, just use this one. This is less confusing. So what you are going to do now is this. Let's solve the multiplication first, then we'll come to division. And what was the trick I gave you for multiplication? Simply, we are solving for this. The trick is, forget about the decimal point, solve it as if it's a whole number. Then, so here, how many decimal places do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. So take note of it. You have 3 decimal places. So now that I've noted that, then solve it as a whole number, as if you are solving this. So when you multiply this, what you get? So when you solve for this, you have 16,875. Hope you know how we are solving this, where you have something like 2, 2, 5, and 75, and you start solving. Those ones are elementary, so I'm not showing those work here. That's what I did to get this. Now that we know that we have 3 decimal places, we now count 1, 2, 3. So this is our answer. Our numerator is 16.875. That's how you go for multiplication. Take note of the decimal place, solve it as a whole number, then bring this decimal point to the right decimal place. This is your answer. I explained it in the previous class. So now we have to divide. We have 16.875 all divided by 3.75. Now for division, change both of the numerator and denominator to whole number. So we have 1, 2, 3 here, and we have 1, 2. So multiply by the biggest decimal places, which is 1,000 over 1,000. So we have 16,875 divided by 3,750, because when you multiply by 1,000, you have extra 0. But this will just be the whole number. So this is what we're actually going to start dividing. So when we divide this, 625 here will give you 6, while 625 here will give you 27, right? 3 here will give you 9, 3 here will give you 2. So we solve using the long division method. 9 and 2. Can 2 divide? Yes. Can 9 divide by 2? Yes. You have, what will you have? 9 divided by 2 will give you what? 4. 4 times 2, 8. You subtract 1. Can 1 divide? No. So you have decimal point and have 0. 10 divided by 2, 5. 5 times 2, 10. 0. So your answer is 4.5. Because we are dealing with decimals, so we are putting all our answers in decimal place. So coming to this example, we have 0.97 plus 0.56 divided by 0.97 minus 0.12. So it's just very simple. Solve the numerator, solve the denominator, then you divide. So let's go for the numerator. We have 0.97 plus 0.56. So this 7 plus 6 is 3. Take 1, 10. 9 plus 10 plus 5 is 15. Take 1. So this is what we got. Let's go to the subtraction side. 0.97 minus 0.12. 7 minus 2 is 5. 9 minus 1 is 8. So these are what we are now going to have. Our new, this is numerator and this is denominator. So I have 1.53 all over 0.85. Right? Yeah. So change to whole number. What are we going to multiply? We have two decimal places at numerator and denominator. So multiply by 100 all over 100. So you have 153 all over 85. So 17 divided by, here divided by 17, we have 9. Here divided by 17, we have 5. So let's go the long division method. We have 5 and 9. To put it in decimal place, 9 divide 1. 1 times 5, 5. 9 minus 5, 4. Can 4 divide? No, we put dot and put 0. 40 divided by 5, 8. 8 times 5, 40. 0. So our answer is 1.8. So this is the last example for this class. Thank you. If you have any question, please put it in the comment section. Thank you very much. See you next class.